Welcome to JR Coffee. In this video, we're going to be showing you exactly how to brew coffee using the extremely popular pour-over method. As a coffee lover, you've probably noticed that the pour-over method has recently burst into the mainstream coffee scene. It's especially common in high-end cafes, specialty coffee shops, and it seems every trendy YouTuber makes their coffee this way. But the question is, why? Well, just take a look for yourself. Was cool, right? There's just something about the pour-over method that has a certain oomph factor to the brewing technique. Not only does it brew a really good cup of coffee, but the whole experience is just an art form, which is truly captivating to watch. So let's kick off today's video with a step-by-step tutorial on how to brew pour-over coffee. Then we can sit down, take a few sips, and talk about it in a bit more depth. But first, I need some coffee. What you will need. Due to the precise and manual nature of this particular brewing style, you might need more equipment than you typically use to brew coffee. For optimal extraction using the pour-over method, you do need a burr grinder, paper filters, a gooseneck kettle, some quality coffee beans, a carafe or decanter, timer, coffee scales, and a pour-over coffee maker. A pour-over coffee maker? What's one of those? You typically have a few different options when it comes to buying a pour-over coffee maker. You've got a choice of the Hario V60 coffee dripper, the Kalita Wave 185 dripper, a Chemex, B-House ceramic, and a Coffee Gator pour-over coffee maker. We could talk about each of these coffee makers in quite a bit of depth, but we'll save that for another video, or you could just read more about it on jrcoffee.com. But for now, we'll be using this Hario V60 coffee dripper, which is arguably one of the most popular pieces of kit on the market. Now, when it comes to the coffee bean itself, a light roast tends to be favoured when using this particular brew method. Light roasts are less porous than darker ones, and the compounds will extract more slowly, meaning that beans have more time in contact with the water than in quick brewing methods such as espresso. But don't feel constricted by this. Really, you can brew with any coffee beans that you like. Okay, it's time to get brewing. Boil your water in your kettle, preferably a gooseneck kettle for the control that it gives you, with at least 20 ounces in the kettle. Then let it stand for 30 seconds. This should bring the temperature to around 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Alternatively, you could use a temperature controlled kettle. Next, I'm going to weigh out 15 grams of beans for 1 cup of coffee. As we always recommend on JR Coffee, grind your own beans. You want to grind the coffee to the coarseness of sand, and remember to grind your beans fresh. You're probably wondering, why doesn't this guy just buy an electric grinder? Well, I actually kind of enjoy this process. It kind of grounds me, you know? See what I did there? Next, we're going to place a filter paper into whichever coffee maker that we've chosen. We've got the brown paper here. A lot of people prefer to choose the white one because it has a cleaner flavour apparently. This is slightly more eco-friendly. So if you fold it this way and then put it into your maker, it will stay in place. Now, with many different types of coffee makers, it's usually suggested to dampen the filter slightly before actually placing the grounds in there. Another reason for this is that it actually holds the paper against the outside of the coffee maker. So let's go ahead and quickly do that now. The other benefit of doing this as well is that by warming up the coffee maker, we get a more even temperature whilst brewing throughout the whole device. Then make sure you tip this water away. Next, we're going to put the coffee maker onto our scale and we'll zero it in. Let's pour the grounds into the top. Okay, perfect. So we should see 15 grams for this 1 cup of coffee on the scale. I'm going to zero that again. Now, if you just gently shake the top back and forth just to level out the grounds a little bit. And one thing I like to do is just add a little well in the center there of the grounds. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is very slowly and very carefully pour the water over the coffee grounds over around 15 seconds. And we're going to add roughly 60 grams of water at this stage. And make sure that you're covering it all evenly. Okay, then we're going to give it a really light swirl and we'll leave that to sit for roughly 30 seconds. So set a timer if you've got one here. You will then experience the magical effect known as the coffee bloom. The grounds will rise up like a muffin and usually release a fine aroma. This is the carbon dioxide being released from the beans. Wait 30 seconds before pouring again. Okay, 30 seconds are up. Now I'm going to start pouring again evenly and slowly in a spiral motion, starting from the center and going outwards. Now in this phase, we're going to be pouring roughly 90 grams of water over another 15 seconds. Now let's make sure that we're pouring evenly and slowly. Make sure to keep pouring slowly and evenly over the grounds. If you go too fast, the coffee maker may flood. So at this stage, wait another 50 seconds to a minute. Okay, there's my minute up. Let's pour another 100 milliliters of water very slowly again. I'm sure you get the idea. Okay, now in this final stage, we're going to pour the remaining water, which is roughly another 100 grams. Now, let the water completely filter through the pour over. Okay, remove the coffee maker and the filter. We'll clean the coffee maker and dispose of the paper filter and the grounds properly. Okay, now very importantly, before you just dive in and enjoy this brew, make sure that you give it a quick swirl. And now my favourite part. Let's enjoy. And that there has made one very handsome cup of coffee. Okay, some tips for brewing the perfect cup of pour-over coffee. Water quality and temperature. As with any coffee brewing method, water plays a crucial role in the extraction process. Always use clean and filtered water with little to no additives. It's also highly advisable to maintain the water temperature between 90 and 96 degrees Celsius, which is roughly 195 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, this prevents the under-extraction of the grounds. The right grind. Use a high-quality burr grinder to grind the roasted beans at home. The grind size should be medium coarse, somewhere between a French press and an espresso grind. Finally, ensure the coffee grounds are distributed evenly inside the filter, as this optimizes extraction and reduces the risk of channeling. Pre-wet the filter. Take out the filter and place it into the dropper. Now pour some boiled water to saturate the filter papers. This preheats the pour over and cleans the filter of its chemical or paper residue. Pour for bloom. For optimal extraction, the carbon dioxide in coffee must be allowed to escape before pouring in the water. This is achieved by pouring around 30 grams of water into a spiral motion over the coffee bed, starting from the center, as we did just now. Now, in a few seconds, you'll notice that the beans appear to bloom or expand. Coffee to water ratio. Great brewing is all about striking a balance. The generally accepted ratio is 1 to 17, depending on factors that affect the extraction process. Okay, it's time to address the elephant in the room. So, what's so special about the pour-over method anyway? Most experienced baristas prefer the pour-over method, and for good reason. The short but vague answer is that there's just something about this brewing technique. But I bet that explanation just doesn't cut it for you, does it? So, here are some of the main perks of using the pour-over method. Control. This method is revered because of the level of variability and control it awards to the brewer. You can control every variable along the way, from the coffee strength, the flavour, to the temperature of the water, and the grind of the coffee beans. Flavour profile. The pour-over method illuminates intricate flavours and aromas better than other brewing methods. So if you have a batch of single origin coffee, this is your best bet at enjoying its unique characteristics. Efficiency. Similar to other infusion methods, the extraction of coffee solubles is more efficient compared to immersion techniques, such as the French press. This is attributed to constant supply of fresh water. Consistency. Don't you just love a clean and clear cup? Fragrances and oils are extracted gradually and consistently before, whilst most of the oils are filtered out. Now, just as a side note, just like any other manual method, the quality of a pour-over is subject to human error. You run the risk of channeling, whereby the poured water finds an easy route in the coffee bed due to unevenly distributed coffee grounds. One of the best parts about pour-over coffee is the sense of individuality that comes with each brew. You can prepare your coffee iced, cold brewed, or hot. It's suitable for any style that you'd like. You have to be engaged in the brewing process. It's very meditative. From the grinding of the beans to drinking the last drop of coffee itself, the experience is just superb. And what makes it so good is that the coffee is just the way that I wanted it to be. Exactly my way. Hopefully this video encourages you to go try it for yourself. So, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe for more videos like this one, and don't forget to check out jrcoffee.com for more. Cheers, see you in the next one.